The Liberty University rifle team is back and practicing for their upcoming fall and spring seasons. The team is hoping to have another phenomenal season after losing their chances to compete at the national tournament back in the spring due to COVID-19.
We were so thankful to be able to come back to Safeside Tactical, where we practice for the winter time, and to be back in this range and facility. The kids were just all excited again, and we're actually very fortunate that our university is allowing us to practice. Some of the universities don't have that opportunity, so we're just very thankful. We're full back to practicing and doing like we would normally do.
So we're all super happy that we were able to come back first and foremost, but now we're also super happy that we're being allowed to shoot, because it was a big question in the beginning if we were going to be allowed to shoot at all, and now we're back 3 days a week, so we're all pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we're the whole team's pumped about being able to be back, and not just be back at the university, but be able to practice and compete. So we're super excited about all that.
Right now, the Liberty University rifle team is practicing indoors at Safeside Tactical. Unlike most teams, they do have a busy fall schedule that will end right as the team goes home for Thanksgiving. Then they will pick right back up in January when they get back from their Christmas break and have their busiest spring season to date.
We belong to the Western Intercollegiate Rifle Conference, so we are practicing and getting ready. Next week we'll be doing our first air rifle postal, which just means we come here, we compete, and then we send our scores in to the conference chair, and in 2 weeks we're doing our small bore. So we get to two competitions in October, but next month, because the students go home early, basically before Thanksgiving, we have to do 4 competitions. So we don't have to travel, which is fine, but we have to work out our training schedule and then our postal schedule so we can get all those in before the kids go home at Thanksgiving.
Most of our competitions take place in the spring anyway, so we're continuing with 3 practices a week, and we're hoping to have a scrimmage against UVA coming up, so that'll be interesting for all of us. But other than that, we're really just focusing on practice just to get everyone back into it. A lot of people didn't get to shoot over summer, so
we get to practice 3 times a week, and then we also have these postal competitions, which we do with our conference, which basically kind of is like a virtual type match anyways. So we basically shoot on our home range and then send in our scores to the conference as a whole, and then they compile all the team scores, and then we see how we stack up against each other.
The Flames are hoping to have another solid spring season. After last season's national tournament getting canceled due to COVID, the team is hoping to go and win their conference title again, as well as get to the national tournament and bring home a national trophy.
First, we're going to go to sectionals, hopefully compete to qualify for conference. Once we go to conference, hopefully we'll go back to nationals, and hopefully, since we got last year, got cut short and didn't get to compete at nationals after we won conference, hopefully win conference again and then go back to nationals and see if we can win a national title.
Our whole team was very heartbroken when we heard that we weren't going to nationals because it was canceled. So because of that, and just going off the high of winning the conference championship, we're just super pumped and putting in a lot of energy and effort into our practices, and just getting ready for the next step and the next competition whenever that happens.
January we'll come back and we'll still do 2 more postals for the Western Intercollegiate Conference. And then we have to figure out whether or not we get to go to UVA to do our sectionals to qualify to go to nationals. We contacted the coach from UVA, and currently right now he doesn't have a team. With COVID, it's just trying to recruit team members. It just hasn't worked out yet. We had on our schedule a week from Saturday to do a scrimmage with them again, and as of right now we don't know if they're even going to be able to come. So if he doesn't have a team, he may not be hosting the sectionals to go to nationals, so we'll have to decide, do we just host our own sectionals or do we go to a different team range to be able to qualify. So there's still a lot of unknowns about what we need to do to be able to make the season work. But we are very thankful, like I said, to be back into our practicing, and we at least know we can do our 4 postals, and we'll figure out where we get to go for sectionals.